my goodness. So I cannot believe that it is June already. I feel like the year has gone by so quickly, and honestly, I'm not really sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So let's just hop into it. My name is Mishra. If you're new here, and I do things about budgeting, personal finance, and a little other stuff kind of sprinkled in between. And so today we're just going to be going over our May, how May went, a little May recap, and then we'll kind of just jump into June and see what June has in store for us. My first personal goal was to read 2 books, and so I did not do this. I honestly really tried. I read the book Verity, and then in my thrift haul, you'll see that I purchased a book from the thrift store, but I read a few pages of it and I couldn't really get into it right away. So, there is a couple more days left of May, so maybe I will, attempt to try and finish this goal, but so far, no, I didn't do it. So the second thing was to maintain healthy habits. I also did not do this. Like, I wasn't horrible, but like specifically with like taking my iron medication and stuff like that, I didn't do. And I don't even know why. Like, there was days when I knew that I had to take it and I was okay, you should take it, and I just didn't. I don't know. But yeah, so we didn't accomplish that. And then work-life balance. I'm actually really proud of myself for this one. If you watched my video, you know that I set specific days for work-life balance. And I was really, really good at actually working the days that I set aside, because previously I would not do that. I'd say, okay, Thursday was a working day, and I would do nothing. So, and this of course is talking about my extra side hustle stuff that I do, not my 9 to 5. So our next section is social media. So I've been very good with being consistent with posting 1 time per week. Even now, like, I woke up early just to film this video because I was like, you know what? I'm going on such a good streak. Like, there's no point in just like not continuing, right? With all the progress that I've made. So I've been able to do that. Brainstorm new ideas. No, I didn't really do that. Like, not like fully, like not in a session, but obviously you're always constantly thinking of different things that you can do. So I'm not checking that off. Next, when it comes to finance, so continue contributions to my kids' registered education savings plan. Definitely did that one. Make new contacts. So this is in relation to my side business. You have to contact people in order to generate business. And so I didn't exactly do this, but what I did do is I hosted an educational webinar. And so through hosting this, I was able to reach out to people, invite them. So I guess basically I did that goal. And then the last one was spend less eating out, and doing this through meal planning, not meal prepping, meal planning. So I definitely did this, and you'll notice in our May budget, it definitely reflects this more this month. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself and want to hope that that keeps on going. Just gonna highlight some of our differences. I'm not gonna go through the whole budget all over again. On our income side, everything was pretty much as budgeted. My husband did get full-time permanent at his job, so there was some retroactive pay, but I had already budgeted that at the beginning of May because I kind of knew around what it might be. So that was basically on that side. In my May budget, I had a line for Ministry of Transportation because I had called them and they said that May 31st was the deadline for this program where I would have gotten back around $600. But when I called to follow up, the lady said, actually, no, the deadline was not May 31st of this year. It was actually December 31st of last year. So I actually missed it by 3 months. And the initial lady just told me wrong information. So that is not money that I ended up being eligible for. So that did not come in at all. And so now when we get to our expenses, our utilities did go down a little bit. So that's good. As we see kind of the warmer weather coming in, we haven't had our heat on as much. So that's pretty good. Our Bell bill, which is our internet and our TV. So we've been living here for a year. And when we first moved in, we had promotional pricing. And now we've been here a year. So instead of $113, our bill ended up being $192. So I definitely called them And I at least deleted our Crave package. So it's like our movie premium package that was like $20. So I did that. And then after basketball season, I'll probably just cancel our TV completely because we actually don't really watch TV. We more so just watch like Netflix and Disney Plus and stuff like that. So I can kind of eliminate that and then just focus on paying on our internet. So we'll see how that one goes. Gas, we were over our budget, and I'm actually not really sure why. Normally, like, I would just go to the gas station once a week and I would get our gas from Costco, but my Costco membership ran out and I haven't renewed it. And so I think we've been kind of just like putting in $20 here, $30 here, and not like filling up the tank at one time. And I feel like that has just like caused us to be putting in more gas. I don't even know if that makes sense, but that's basically what I think. And then groceries. So we did go over our grocery budget. And part of this is because, you know, we are trying to cook more at home, which is a good thing. But I also think like I would budget a certain amount for groceries and then I would do like our grocery order. But then we still kind of went back to the grocery store for like multiple little stuff for like my husband's lunch or whatever. And I feel like in those little trips is where we would pick up more things that we didn't necessarily need or that weren't kind of like part of the meal plan. And I think that's kind of what caused us to go over. Other than that, in our savings, our emergency fund, we had budgeted to save $150 and we were able to save $175. So that's basically just a little recap of May. May went pretty good. I can't really complain, except there is one item where I could probably complain a little bit, but we'll just look at that when we get into our June budget. And so, okay, so when it comes to our June goals, I'm not going to set any goals for June. We're supposed to be going on a trip. And I just kind of want to, I don't know. I don't really have any new goals, I guess. It's just kind of like, yeah, maintain healthy habits, work-life balance, be consistent on YouTube. So I feel like those are things that are just kind of always there. So I'm not really going to create any new goals for June. We'll just kind of see, you know, how the month goes and still be mindful of the things that we're doing and our overall intention for the month. So no goals for June. Okay, so our June budget. So June is actually a 3 paycheck month, but I'm not budgeting the full 3 paychecks or the additional paycheck. And part of the reason is because, so our car, I know our car is currently at the mechanic. I swear this year has been like the worst year for us when it comes to cars, the last like 12 months. So because of that, I'm not sure how much that might cost to fix or what the issue is. So because of that, I know some of our expenses from May that we might have budgeted for the end of May will have to be paid probably with the first paycheck in June, which is like on the 2nd. So because of that, yeah, I haven't budgeted the full amount for June, but our income should be approximately $7,186. And so for our Canada Child Benefit, you'll notice if you've watched my last one, it has increased a little bit. So this is not the final increase. It will increase again in July, but $592 is what we're budgeting for the Canada Child Benefit. And bookkeeping, so this actually is, I think this is actually going to be $800. Actually, no, sorry, that's not true. It is $1,000. And then financial services, I budgeted $50, even though I'm not sure if that is going to be like that this month. So, but we'll keep it there. When we move down to our fixed expenses. So again, our utilities, our WYSE and OPUC, $55, I'm budgeting for that. And for OPUC, $250. Even though last month it was $230 something, I'm still going to keep it at that. I'm assuming that it's going to be lower because, you know, the weather is nicer outside and we have kind of turned off our heat. Our rent has increased now that we're here a year. So it's $2,485. And then we still pay parking for one spot. So that is that. And our bell, I budgeted 192 because that's what it was last month. But I did delete some of our services. So this should be lower than this, but I am just going to keep budgeted at this. So insurance for our family, $300. And then our subscription. So all of my subscriptions come off of my American Express. And we're budgeting $175 for that. And then State Farm is our car insurance. And I will say, yeah, it's our car insurance. And then TELUS, $336 is what I'm budgeting for our phone. My husband's had quite a bit of like long distance charges, and I had been hesitant to add long distance onto our plan. It would be $20 a month, which I just find is like high, but at the same time, his long distance charges were $95 in this previous month. So it actually might just be beneficial just to kind of bite the bullet, pay the $20 instead of always having these like additional overage charges. So I kind of have to look into that and look at our past bills to see if it makes sense to do that. And then so we have a 407 express bill that we're paying down, and that is $255. And so we'll just move over to our debt. So our Nissan, we don't currently have a payment for that right now. And honestly, with our car issues, like we did just buy a used car, but it's a pretty old car. We didn't pay that much for it. But my husband really thinks that we need to kind of bite the bullet and get a new car. So we don't have a car payment right now. We do still owe some on our Nissan. So we kind of have to figure out that situation. I'm still leaning towards just kind of like waiting it out. But part of the thing is because, you know, he is on probation at work, he just would feel more comfortable having like a safe, reliable car that will get him there. And I totally agree with that. But we're going to wait on that for just a little bit. So I have one other credit card outside of my American Express, and the payment for that will be $175. And then my American Express, the minimum payment I think is like $14, but I just put $20. And then we have two consolidation loans. One is $473 and the other one is $740. And then we recently, in March, I believe, acquired a new debt. And so the payment for that is $290. And if we just kind of go over, okay, we'll go up to variable expenses first. So groceries. So I'm still keeping this at $700 and dining out at $100. And I'm hoping that next month or in the month of June, we can just kind of like be mindful of how many times we're going to the grocery store, what we're purchasing, and try and plan out that instead of kind of like going there with like no intentions, I guess. Fuel, I'm still going to budget $400. I think I am going to try and renew my Costco membership, and hopefully we can kind of get on a schedule of just going once a week instead of going multiple times throughout the week. Our pets, we always budget $400, and we definitely use up all of the money in this category on like, we feed our dogs raw food, and then we have like fish and lizards and like all this type of stuff. So we definitely always use up that. And then miscellaneous, I always just budget $200 for kind of random miscellaneous stuff that we might spend. And then the thing that is different in this budget, so we are going to New York City in June, so just in a couple of weeks, and I'm budgeting $500 for the trip. So we don't have to pay for accommodations because we're staying with our friends, and we are renting a car, but we're kind of splitting that, so we don't have to have the full cost of the car. And so other than that, it's just kind of like food. So hopefully that should be good on that. So I'm excited to be taking this trip, and it's just going to be, I think, me and my husband. We're not gonna bring the whole family this time. So that is that. And then so for our savings, so our emergency fund. So last month we budgeted $150. This time we've bumped it up to $200 per month. And then the last part, our investments. So employer matching, $186.90, and then the registered education savings plan for my children, $75. And so another thing is, now that my husband is full-time, he does have pension, so they take that straight off of his paycheck. Yeah, and so I think that is like maybe like 9% or something like that that they deduct, and then they match. So that's really good that that he has that now. And so that is basically our June budget. Nothing too crazy. We do have our New York trip coming up, so that's kind of like the one thing that's a little bit different. But yeah, hopefully we can just kind of like maintain this and just kind of have June be just kind of like a chill month, and hopefully no more car issues. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please give this video a like, a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, because I would love, love, love to have you. Bye.